Now, Hugh Grant, Peter Andre and Sophie Winkleman are among a group of public figures that are backing calls for a social media ban for children. Their open letter to leaders in Westminster comes as ministers begin a consultation on an Australia-style ban for under-16s here in the UK. The Technology Secretary, Liz Kendall, says the government will ensure technology does not harm children's lives.
We will act robustly, as we did with Grok. The question now is about next steps, doing this effectively and doing it together with children and families. That is what our consultation will deliver, because we are determined to ensure technology enriches children's lives, not harms them, to give children the childhood they deserve and to prepare them for the future.
Well, joining me in the studio, Ellen Room, who is suing TikTok over the death of her 14-year-old son, Jules, back in 2022. You've had a busy couple of weeks, Ellen, taking your fight to the US, taking on a social media giant. But a little closer to home this week, you actually met Liz Kendall yesterday. What were some of the points that you took to her?
I have to say she was very thorough. We all left the room thinking, oh, she actually seems really convincing that actually she's going to make changes. We raised 2 points, one on suicide forums that are still up and running and that they need to be removed properly, and secondly on data preservation, which is my area I've been talking about for a long time, when a child dies, as preserving the data. So they were the main two areas. And
she was very responsive to all of those points. You really felt like she heard you.
Yeah.
Today we've heard about this consultation that the government are carrying out. They want the sort of evidence to back up any social media ban. I mean, parents will probably be shouting at the screen watching us now going, we've got the evidence in our own household. What did you make of the government's move today? Well,
she did mention it to us yesterday, and it's a 3 months consultation. I personally feel we have so much evidence. The world is talking about the harms of social media, and I think we just need to take it away. We just need to get rid of it from the children so they're not being harmed. And there's a debate going through in the House of Lords tomorrow, and absolutely, we fundamentally need that to go through tomorrow to make sure that social media is changed to 16. You've got so much inappropriate content that children are seeing online.
It was interesting. I was reading the NSPCC statement today, and Ian Russell, the father of Molly, who was shown inappropriate suicide content, you talk about those suicide forums, and took her own life. And they're actually against a ban. Their argument being that actually this takes the pressure off social media giants to make their spaces safe, not just for children, but for all of us. What's your response to that? Because you feel that this ban is the right thing to do and the right step.
I agree with Ian completely that there's a responsibility on the social media companies to make it safe. The problem is they're not making it safe. So in my opinion, it's just like a faulty car. If this was a faulty car, you'd take the car off the road, you'd fix it and you hand it back. So if they're not going to fix it now, you take it away. I just don't think they should have a product that's not fit for purpose. It's designed to be addictive. You've got children scrolling for hours and they're being shown harmful content through algorithms that they're not necessarily searching for.
I know, Ellen, your particular battle in amongst all of this, because there is so much, it is overwhelming, is about parents having access to their children's online data after their death, because you in your gut know that something happened on a social media platform that led to your son's death, but you've got no definitive reason. You haven't got any information in the days leading up to that.
As a parent, you have no legal right to see what your child looks at online, which I think is absolutely fundamentally ridiculous.
They're children, they're under 16, you know, anyone under 18 is subject to so many restrictions and parental controls, but not in this area.
And I think, from my point of view, and there's many other parents that are in the same position, I get contacted weekly with other parents that are in the same position, where you've got children dying and the evidence on their social media should be evidence. You know, they spend their life on these devices that they should be looked at the police. The police never bothered looking at Jules's devices properly. So they did do a forensics download, they didn't look at it forensically.
And that information is there somewhere?
They've just confirmed, they actually confirmed to a different news channel last week that they had it, which was the first I'd heard about it. So they do have that. So I'm hopeful that they are re-looking at it, that they may go back and find some more information. But I'm 4 years down the line almost, and I don't know why my child is dead. You know, and that I'm not the only person. There are countless other people like this.
I wonder how overwhelming it feels, because I talk about this a lot on the show, and I was just looking at some of the stories that made the headlines in recent days, never mind weeks. Banning AI nudification tools, paedophiles targeting children in online games, screen time linked to poor speech development in under 5, mobile phones banned in schools, bullying and blackmail on social media. That's just within the last few days, stories online about what is happening to children in the online sphere. Does it sometimes feel overwhelming in terms of it's out of control when you look at it like that?
But it's also their eyesight. I mean, you've named some, but I'm not even shocked. And I don't think many of us will be shocked because we keep hearing about it. We keep talking about it. Their eyesight, their posture. You know, it is so harmful. They're not out playing. You know, get them outside playing. You wouldn't... And actually, I think it's Jonathan Hyatt, you know, he said about how many children are not injuring themselves in the real world, yet online they're being injured by predators and things in the children's bedroom. And I just think it's fundamentally wrong.
It is, and your legal battle in the United States, that continues. When we get an update on the next step for that?
So that's a motion to dismiss. We should hear in about 30 to 90 days, so fingers crossed we don't when we stay there.
OK, I know that we'll speak again. Ellen, thank you so much for coming in, and thank you for being so patient. Obviously, Donald Trump taking up the majority of our programme, but I'm glad we got the chance to talk. We'll see you again very soon. Thank you, Ellen. Well, TikTok has issued a statement responding to the lawsuit that's been brought by parents that include Ellen. TikTok saying our deepest sympathies remain with these families. We strictly prohibit content that promotes or encourages dangerous behaviour, using robust detection systems and dedicated enforcement teams to proactively identify and remove this content. We remove 99% that is found to break these rules before it is reported to us. As a company, we comply with the UK's strict data protection laws.